Hello again. I just wanted to cover some of the psychic events and changes I have had, as well as the bodily effects accompanying them. This has been over the course of the last 2 years or so, but I recently have had them increase a lot. It's been pretty crazy over the last 4 or 5 months. First, let me say that I've seen and interacted with multidimensional extraterrestrials as well as angels. These two subjects are pretty big by themselves, and I will most likely make videos about both separately. These experiences have been very enlightening interacting with such beings. Two things I recommend if you're wanting to experience this also: seeing things from a different dimension. Drink a lot of water. I have been guided to drink 196 ounces of good, clean water a day. I know that's a lot of water to drink. I just aim for a gallon and a half, not exactly 196. Second recommendation is to get attuned to some kind of energy healing. For me, it was Usui Reiki. I had my most lucid ET experience the night of my first Reiki attunement. I'll go into that in detail some other time. One of the psychic abilities I gained after learning Reiki was the ability to see through things and see energy. When it first happened, I was doing Reiki on a woman and I could see into her body. I could see all these little intricate tubes and bands and little clusters of this goldish yellow colored stuff, and it was really, really strange to see. I could see her lymph nodes and stuff like that. Not really knowing that much about anatomy, it was really kind of a mind-blowing experience at that time. Looking back, it was really, really amazing to start to be able to do that. And I don't go around trying to see inside of people or see below their clothes or anything like that. I might be able to do that, but it would probably make me really look like a creep in public, and I don't need to look any more creepy than I probably already appear to be normally. Just as an example, it's usually on a need-to-know basis that I'm able to see inside of people. I'm a massage therapist, and if I need to know that someone is having pain in their leg that maybe they're not telling me about, but I can possibly see it or feel it, I will, and I can say, hey, does it hurt on your leg? Do we need to do more attention there? And they'll say, oh yeah, how did you know that, or whatever. This has happened very few times. Is I have to be a very high concentration level to be able to see inside of people. Um, at times, I can see other people's chakras. I can see my own chakras. I have to be all the chakras have to be functioning in me very high for me to be able to see either other people's chakras or my own. This has been part of the Reiki training. I'm taught to focus on each one of the chakras and then clearing them out before going to sleep. And this has really increased my awareness of what's going on inside of each and every chakra. I'll have 4 or 5 different layers at times of thoughts going on, and I'll be able to witness which chakras are focusing on what things. Usually it will correlate with the quality of a certain chakra. This can take up several chakras for each thought, or it can be one. I've had it where I had a different theme of thoughts for each and individual chakra. And they really go on all at the same time, It's just that my awareness has switched from different layer to different layer. This has been a blessing when I've been over focusing on a subject. I can kind of localize which chakra is malfunctioning. I'll then try to switch to a different chakra to try to balance out the energy and focus better in general and think less. Very important to me personally to think less. I've had telepathic communication, usually with friends or relatives. They won't usually know what's going on, but on some level, they probably do, to a point where I've only with several of my more lucid friends have I been able to say, hey, were you thinking about me the other night? Were you at such and such time? And they'd be like, yeah. Well, we were kind of having a conversation about, different lucid type things that aren't really able to be verbalized as much, which is kind of what telepathy is great for, is communicating the things that we can't really verbalize. And I'm really excited about it. I hope you can tell. A lot of the times I've been hit by these big energy blasts or downloads. Just to my very core, I will be shaken. I will sometimes I'll just spasm, almost like a crazy person. I don't perceive myself as being crazy. Some people might. It doesn't really matter. You're all part of me. So I love you. This happens a lot of times when my pineal gland will release some DMT, and I'll just get a wash of the spiritual feeling. As I've become more adjusted to getting that, I don't spasm as much unless it's a particularly strong dose of the chemical that's inherent in our brain that is a drug that we all produce. Only when it's super strong will I usually get the spasm, because I've absorbed as much as I can of the energy, and then I have to extend some of it out so it comes out. Either my eyes will blink really fast, or back and forth, or my whole body will shake. Different parts of my body will shake. Anything like that. It's a variety of things. If I get hit by external, perceived by my body, my individual body as external energy, if I get hit by like a wave, sometimes I'll lose hearing in that side that it feels like it came from, or I'll get ringing. This happened at my grandmother's house. I know I've seen some negative thought forms that hang out around her house. She has negative thoughts. Well, they manifest as beings, which I can see. So I have perceived that they can somehow blast energy at me, not through my grandmother or any other person, just as a sort of like, trying to rattle me, trying to get to me, shake me off my game, whatever. Whatever they want to do, that's fine. It doesn't really affect me. It's interesting to say, wow, I just lost hearing in my ear for a whole, whatever minute or whatever, but it doesn't really do anything. It comes back, and it's just another interesting experience. A lot of this stuff has been happening this year, more than last year, as I've shed much more ego. I call the process lately that I've been going through is the fractalization of self. I've been rearranging myself in certain ways, mentally, physically a bit, where to exert myself, where not. And This has been from me drinking so much water that I do. I've been able to process more light, get more information. It stays in me, and then I expand it back out. And how I perceive this as being, as I described in the last video about the different visual experiences that I have. Well, this is coming from me. It's like I'm a crystal that light is being shown out of. Very fascinating experience, and this is becoming more and more acceptable to where it can be talked about more and more without people thinking that I am crazy. Not to say that I talk about this to a lot of people, because I don't, because most people are not ready at all to be hearing about such things. This has been where I've been able to see these auras and vortexes. It's the light from within projecting onto my reality, and then it comes back in a way through my vision, through my actual vision. Whereas a lot of the other things that I see aren't really actual vision. I can tell that they are psychic vision, and I do differentiate, but the line is getting blurrier and blurrier, if that's even blurrier and blurrier, as my psychic ability increases. It has blurred with my vision to the point where sometimes I cannot tell the difference. It's been a lot of fun feeling this and seeing all these things, experiencing the different energies washing over me, pouring out of me. You know, symbolic to water. A lot of the Reiki energy that I've seen is gold. There will be gold stars, or like 4-dimensional snowflakes, and like really intensely and beautiful looking gold. Or there'll be just a rush of gold liquid through my body, and feeling like my body's larger than it actually is, and it can accept more to flow through. Okay, this has been some more of my experiences. Thank you all for watching. Namaste.